Hello everyone, welcome back. So Dorohedoro is finally back after 6 years, and season 2 episodes 1 to 3 waste absolutely no time throwing you straight back into its brutal chaotic world. These opening episodes aren't about pushing the story forward at full speed just yet. They are about re-establishing the tone, the characters, and the sheer madness that makes the series what it is. Right from the start, the show reminds you how unforgiving this world really is. It's violent, unequal, and often downright disturbing, with some of the most graphic fight sequences you will see in anime. But alongside all of that brutality, there is a strong focus on character backstories and emotional depth. One of the main thread follows Risu, who is on a mission to find out who killed him. His search leads him straight into the hands of the Cross-Eye gangs. They take him in, but things quickly get tense. The gang is falling apart, their boss is gone, and the resources are running dry. But Risu doesn't care. He's convinced someone there has the answer he needs. Eventually, his obsession gets him captured and literally hung from the ceiling, giving him time to reflect on his past. We get flashbacks to his school days where he struggled to become a sorcerer. But in true Dorohedoro fashion, even this setting is twisted. The teacher's extreme methods feel less shocking and more just like another example of how cruel this world is. Another storyline follows Shin Noi and Kasu Kabe. Their goal is to reach Cayman, and that journey takes them to Kasu Kabe's wife house. But instead of a reunion, they find a nightmare. Her home has been taken over by deranged Cross-Eye members. What follows is a full-blown fight, and while the animation is as brutal and polished as ever, this is where the show slightly stumbles. The action looks great, but the lack of real consequences, especially for Shin and Noi, takes away some of the tension. It starts to feel more like shock value than meaningful danger. That said, the storyline delivers one of the most emotional moments in this episode. Kasukabe is finally reunited with his wife Haru, but she is not the same as he remembers. The scenes plays out in an awkward, almost uncomfortable way, which actually makes it feel more real. His hesitation, followed by acceptance, gives the moment genuine weight. It's a rare, grounded emotional beat in a series that usually thrives on chaos. The third major thread follows Kamen and Nikaido as they continue their journey. They meet a girl named Natsuki and eventually arrive in Zagan City. Here, things take a serious turn where Kamen starts recovering fragments of his memory. What he discovers shakes him deeply. It affects him so much that he ends up injuring himself, overwhelmed by the fear of who he might be, and this leads to one of the most powerful scenes in the entire opening arc. Cayman admits to Naikadu that he is afraid of himself, that he might even hurt her. Instead of fear, she responds with pure compassion, holding him and reassuring him that everything will be okay. It's quite emotional moment that stands out because of how different it feels from everything else in the show. For a brief second, the violence and absurdity disappear, replaced by something genuinely human. Overall, these first three episodes do exactly what they need to do. They rebuild the world, reintroduce the characters, and set up the next phase of the story. While the action doesn't always land with full impact, the emotional moments and characters focus more than make up for it. Dorehedoro is back, and it's just as strange, brutal, and unexpectedly heartfelt as ever. That's it. Thank you all for watching.